Now, Christmas is on the way, which means Panto is the staple when it comes to enjoying your festivities. One way of doing that online is through the magic of the online pantomime, brought to life by Peter Duncan and his friends. How you doing, sir?
Yes, I'm all right, thank you. Very well.
Good stuff. Now, Blue Peter star, Duncan Dare star, and now Dolly's doing a bit of daring too, isn't she?
Dolly Donut, yes, my pseudo panto name. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Panto Online has been so well received over the last few years, and it's something which I think was it during COVID you started doing this.
Yeah, we did. We in a spontaneous mad moment, I decided to try and make a panto film in my own back garden, my neighbour's back garden, and it kind of went crazy and viral because the theatres were closed, and it ended up in cinemas, and then getting all these great reviews. So obviously, when something like that happens, you decide to make more of them, which is what we've done over the last couple of years. Yeah, so we did Cinderella and a newish one called Pantoland, which has lots of stories.
This is something which is being brought to life each year, and it's very cost effective for a family ticket, isn't it?
Well, it is really. I mean, one has to look at slightly at the, the state of some people's, economic situation, and so it's very good for that. And because the reaction is that although you're not going into a theatre, you're actually watching it at home. You still have all the interaction stuff. You can still enjoy yourself, particularly as a family. But particularly in schools, it's gone down really well because it comes with educational stuff and workshops and dance and drama. So yeah, so it's a kind of big mix of stuff really, and care homes. We've got a lot of care homes this year. So Dame Dolly Donut gets to sing 20 Christmas songs in a row. It's torturous for some, but wonderful for others.
Well, we will get to your singing in a short whilst time because I have a little clip to share, which is
Oh dear.
jolly good fun. But I mean, with the mad stuff that you've done on Blue Peter over the years, then Duncan Dares, then all the other bits and pieces that make up your world. This is part of it. I mean, you've done panto in real life, haven't you?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I grew up with it.
Plenty
So
of it.
yeah. No, my mum and dad. So as a kid, I used to watch my mum and dad be in pantos, particularly where I am now in Sussex, where my dad was the funny man and my mum was the Jack or Dick or the princess. So that was my childhood. But I didn't really ever get going on it until the sort of late 80s, early 90s when I started producing them and putting them on in theatres. And I suppose this online stuff, because of COVID, this is where it kind of kicked in. And because I'd made lots of filming stuff before, it kind of felt a natural transition, really.
You're used to effects, blue screens, all that sort of stuff. And do you manage to incorporate some of that to bring more panto magic to the stage, or is it like a stage panto where it's all real but filmed?
No, it's not really. It's like a film. I mean, that's the difference. Although you do have the interactive stuff, which is really important, and you time everything. That shout at the screen cinema is quite popular now, really. So that works well as well. So you get all that fun of the timings, and you feel like you're affecting what's going on screen. But it's the same as theatre, really, because you know a boo's going to last that long, or a standard reaction is going to last that long. So it works that way. I mean, but it is shot like and filmed like and post production productions like a proper movie, which is why it got into cinemas, I guess, because it wasn't just, oh, let's film our stage production and stick it out.
There's a number of pantomimes available now, but so what's this year's new outing?
Well, this year really is Pantoland, but lots of people didn't catch Cinderella, which was the sort of the middle one when everything was all right in the world for a bit. And then the first one we did, just before the first big lockdown was Jack and the Beanstalk. So there's three to choose from, or you can get all three if you want to feast out on online pantos. And there's lots of kind of extras that go with it and things. So yeah, I mean the best thing is to get a feel of it is to look at the website, and then you get a sense of what you might be seeing.
Well, that'll be Panto Online. That's what we're looking for there. Is it pantoonline.co.uk?
Mantoonline.co.uk.
And you can
Easy to
check it.
remember.
It just make it nice and simple. Now, you haven't decided to climb any massive buildings or do anything else from the antics that we've seen you do in the past during this, have you? This is telling a wonderful Panto story. There's no daring do.
Well, I'm afraid there is quite a lot of daring doing it,
Is there?
really. I mean, yeah, the last one I got some scout friends to set up a zip wire because we did a snippet of Aladdin on a magic carpet. And of course, in film, you can with the magic of filming, you can edit out the actual wire. So I do look like I'm jumping from the top of a tree, but obviously I fly all over the place and then come a bit of a cropper at the end. But yes, so so cinema gives you that opportunity to make it more expansive, if you like.
And I do note in the press release, and I would never have guessed it, but you're 70 now.
I know it's unbelievable, isn't
How
it?
did that happen? Because you're part of my childhood.
I don't know. I think it is a strange three score and ten. It's a kind of a slight transition age because then I've just moved to the country as well. Yeah. I'm transitioning in many ways. I dress up as a dame. I'm living with sheep and trying to be part of the changing society to do with climate and all that, but trying to do it practically, and contribute in that way. So, yeah, so lots of things are changing, but I'm still going to make films. I'm still going to try and, be an, I mean, I'm an actor by trade, so I'm still going to be diving into that world whenever I can.
Absolutely. I love the fact that, this is all about family time as well. And I think that's something that you believe in dearly, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I've, obviously the Blue Peter and being chief scout for 5 years and all that. I believe I kind of, yeah, a lot of my work's been about, creating a spark in young people and getting them to feel confident in the world. And I think that's probably even harder now, either whether it's through school or some extracurricular activity or watching the telly sometimes, because telly can be good for that too. But the world's changed obviously a bit now with podcasts and with people choosing what they watch online and things. So you've got to make sure that that's full of good stuff as well, I think.
With the new home, did this come with a huge wardrobe of costumes that you
No,
carry around with you
your
everywhere?
wardrobe is a barn full of costumes. I mean, it's like hundreds of them. I mean, I don't, and I've got to make sure that the rats don't get in there, and or Dame Dolly Donut's dresses are looking terrible. You need Yes, no, I can't keep them forever, really. I think they will probably fade away. But yeah, no, I do have a huge, not just Dame Panto's costumes, but I do have quite a big selection out in the barn.
Well, that's I should think dressing up in your family's great when any of the kids and grandkids come round.
Yeah, well, they're all musical types, so they veer away from my more eccentric costume. But it's good for the shit rounding up the sheep when they're running away. They get a bit scared when they see a dame cantering across the street. Get back in the field.
It does a Dolly Donut becomes a little Bo Peep at times.
No, she hasn't got that side to her nature yet. But I know what you mean in terms of sheep. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a fun career that is careering into more madness, which is the way we like it. Panto Online is the latest incarnation. The writing is obviously a big part of that too, and yeah, long may we continue to see these things. Pantoland, the offering for 2024, pantoonline.co.uk. This is a treat for all the family, and it is suitable for all the family, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And you can see all Panthers. It's not just that one. You can see the older ones too. Yeah.
So catch all that online. So pantoonline.co.uk. For a family ticket, it's a tenner for the latest, or all three shows for 15 quid. And that's just a starting point. Schools tickets are available in there too. And it sounds like the run up to the Christmas breakup for school could easily be featuring three fantastic pantos in every classroom. That would work, wouldn't it?
Well, it does work. Yeah, I mean, I've been in schools watching them watching, watching me, watching you, and yeah, it does. It really does work. The interaction, particularly that stuff of shouting at the big wherever they project it and things. Yeah,
It sounds brilliant fun. Peter Duncan, thank you for joining us.
nice to talk to you. Yeah.